Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm coming to you today with a new moon, super moon reading. This new moon, super moon is in the sign of Cancer. For those of you who have membership options to the website, I don't think I've gotten to the Cancer factors. I think I did post something up, but I've got a big article coming up about Cancer factors and this activity going across the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules the fourth house, so it rules your home, your tribe, your homeland, your house, your apartment, your condo. It rules your safety, security, food issues, nurturing, caring, those things. It is ruled by the moon, the sign of Cancer. And I'm gonna this is a general reading, and I'm going to be using the Prisma Vision Tarot. I haven't used those in, I don't know, a few weeks perhaps. I do have the La Vida Sibila here. I also have the Angel Answer cards and the Heart Oracle Tarot. Now, I did some pre-shuffling, and 3 cards literally flew out of the deck. And that's why you see them down here. And the 3 cards are the 4 of Wands. I hate these cards, are so glossy. I've tried wiping them down. I guess I just have to use them more. The 7 of Cups, or Chalices. And the Knight of Chalices. Okay, and I don't know if you can see him there. He's riding high on this wave of water there. He's got his cup. Water's flying out of his cup here. He is above these, what looks to be like some kind of serpent in the water. And the feeling that I got off of these first 3 cards was that I think for some of you there's this motion of lows and highs, like a vacillation between standing still and then getting up and doing something. The 4 of Wands is a card of structure and stability, but it also speaks to stagnant or static situations. In the center, I have this 7 of Chalices, or this 7 of Cups, and this card really represents the idea that either, I've got a lot of things that I have to take care of. There's a lot of emotion going on here, and we're not quite sure perhaps where these emotions are coming from. Perhaps we have a lot of choices that we have to make, or a lot of things that we have on our plate that really we have some emotional tie to, and perhaps we aren't sure what we need to deal with first. So we will sit in the energy of inertia, perhaps think about all of the things that we have to do, whatever this confusion is, trying to sort things out. What's the most important thing that I need to deal with first? And then we get up and we move and we do something. But this is, to me, it's a vacillating energy. Now, for some of you, this may already be playing out. We do know that the moon itself can really bring up a lot of deep emotions, hidden emotions. I was doing a etheric cord cutting consultation, I think it was yesterday, and I was asking the client, well, what emotion? And she really wasn't able to tell me what emotion. And so a lot of times that's what happens, is we feel things, but we don't know exactly, we can't put a label on it. We don't know exactly what it is that we're feeling. And so I have found in my experience that if you can identify what that emotion is, then you can understand perhaps kind of where that's coming from, or you can take a look at it and to see why that is. And so I just feel that this is, for some of you, like an emotional roller coaster ride, okay? Why? I don't know. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. The Magician has come out. The Fool card has come out. Wow. And the Hermit right across the center. 3 big major arcana. Wow. Okay. Here's the 4 of Swords. We know that in traditional tarot, the 4 of Swords represents the energy of Jupiter in Libra. Well, there's the Moon. Has come out. And then the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so I have 3 4s. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I have a 4 of Swords, a 4 of Wands, and a 4 of Pentacles. The Wands represent that energy of ambition and fire and motivation. The Swords represent thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, and ideas. The Pentacles can represent either just on the grand scale, they represent the physical plane, the actual doing of something. That is the only way we have our experiences. Welcome new subscribers. Old subscribers, thank you for sticking with me. For those of you who don't know much about the tarot, we know that, well, I'm going to tell you, we have, it's divided, the tarot deck is divided into 2 distinct groups. We have the major arcana, which are the named cards like the Magician. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but he's playing with someone. He's toying with a person right there. Okay? Against this backdrop of the Moon. Then we have the Fool, another major arcana. And this is, depending on your school of thought, either the first card in the deck or the last card. It really doesn't make a difference, in my opinion, because it's like the alpha and the omega. It's the beginning and the end. Once something ends, there's a beginning. So when you start at something, when you start something new, you're beginning, and eventually hopefully you get to finish it. So but here we see this bear. I don't know if you can see him there. He's swimming out in the middle of a storm towards this pylon with this pelican on it. And what I find to be interesting about that is that there's a life preserver on that, but the pelican's on top of it. And there's the bear. And then here's the Hermit. And again, there's the backdrop of the Moon. But there's the Hermit on the bridge. And he's standing over this beautiful creek with the moonlight being reflected against it. Now, what I like about this particular Hermit, he's not standing on a mountaintop in the snow looking all frozen and lonely. But this is some type of indication that it is someone who is, in one sense, removed or above their emotions. He's on a bridge. And then I have the Moon itself. And there are the 2 wolves or coyotes or whatever that is howling at the Moon. But they are separated again by this water. Here's this boat, which in one sense makes no sense, because even if they got in the boat, one of them got in the boat to reach the other. He can't row the oars. What does he do? So it's kind of like a situation in which there is nothing that can be done at the moment but to howl at the Moon. Okay. Let's look and see what's under the deck. Oh my gosh. Now, this deck, normally there are 78 cards in a tarot card deck. This deck comes with an extra card. It's known as the gift card. And it has presented itself. Now, what is interesting about the gift card here is that there's a key. And to me, that's sort of like the Lenormand key card. Okay? This says that there is an answer or solution coming. Maybe we're swimming around it. Maybe we don't see it. Maybe we'll have to dive deep to go after this particular key. Maybe we feel like a fish in water trying to grab the answer. There's a lot of water references in this particular. I am sweaty already, but that's what happens when I always go into my readings through the Akashic Records. So bear with me. Let me turn some air on. And I get hot. Okay. Now, I want to take a look at the 3 4s. Okay, and I'm going to give you 2 interpretations of the 3 4s. So bear with me one second. Do I have that on? Yes, I think I started it already. Okay. Let me pull this one up and go to the... Alright, we're going to give you the interpretation of the 3 4s. There are no cups here, except for these 2 cups up here. So, 3 4s appearing in a reading implies that you are being overly cautious about everything. Because in the center is the Fool card. And that's really talking about a risky situation. Okay? I want to see something, if you will just bear with me. Well, isn't this interesting? The 4 of Wands next to the Magician tells of exciting and original ideas, concepts, and projects. There's the Swords. Now in this deck, there aren't 3 people, but there are definitely 3 swords lying on the ground. So this could be jettisoning some previous beliefs, ideas, or plans that you've had. And now you're at a moment where you have the 1 sword in your hand. You're at a moment now where you are on the precipice of making a decision. And in one respect, I would say that yes, that's true, because underneath that gift card is the Ace of Swords. Okay? Now, the other meaning of the 4 of Wands next to the Magician, yeah, it's the same thing. New ideas, projects, and goals. Let me take a look at this 4 of Pentacles here. Hey, you need to knock it all the way off. Come on, don't do it. 4 of Pentacles next to the Moon indicates that there are many undercurrents within a situation, and you are to investigate all offers and propositions and do not sign any legal and or binding documents until all is clear and upfront. And remember, I was saying there's a lot of water here, so there is this undercurrent of something that we're not quite sure about. There's something that is I want to take a look at one other thing here, if you'll bear with me. Hmm. Let's take a look at the Four of Swords. You know, this, the Seven of Cups is not always a negative card. Um, it can be really the card that, like I was saying, you have a lot of things on your plate and you're just trying to determine which one should perhaps take the most importance first. It's not always a negative card. Um, there are some readers who just read everything very, very negatively. I'm not going to like bullshit you, but okay, that's it. Now, did I give you the meaning of the three fours? Let me read that to you again so that we can. Three fours implies that you're being overly cautious about everything. So now I'm going to give you the other meaning of the three fours here. Again, and there's this theme of a house move coming, and maybe that's why you're being cautioned to really check over things before you sign this contract or this document, because there could be something that you don't know about the property, the location, the actual structure itself. Yeah, so that represents structures. With all of this water, it could be that the place might be in a floodplain. You're not exactly sure about that. It could be that there might be some issues with water damage, previous or to come. In which case, you know, find out all of the information that you can about whatever this property or this move is. Now, I don't see any travel here. This is what I find to be quite interesting. For some of you, this could be in one sense that your property is underwater. That you took a risk, and maybe some of you have already signed the document and now you're finding out that there's some trouble, because this implies that it's a risk. You're trying to get to, well, it's not that you're trying to get to safety. You're trying to reach this pelican. Maybe, maybe it's something that you wanted. You've been wanting this particular property. You've been eyeing it. You've been looking at it. It's something that you could do something with it. And so you took that chance, you took that risk, you jumped in, but now it's almost like you're in over your heads. Bears represent protection, security. They also represent digging and searching. That's what they do. They represent hibernation. They are solitary creatures for the most part. I just get the sense that this is the Magician, the Fool, and the Hermit. Now, the Magician is able to, it's almost like the cards are saying that somebody's been playing around with you. Somebody's been maybe jerking your chain. Maybe somebody's been making you see what you want to see. They've been doing tricks. It's a manipulation. And now you find yourself in a place where you're not exactly sure what to do about it. And these 3 4s being overly cautious. Well, being overly cautious can be a good thing, but if you're being overly cautious because you are afraid to make a decision, a determination about something, I would suggest that you figure out another way to work through that. This moon card in the center is this is all Neptune energy, Neptunian energy here. It's almost like there's so much stuff going on. And whatever this stuff is that's happening with this 7 of chalices here, it has, I think, forced perhaps some of you, and forced is not the right word. It has created a condition where you have to make a move. With all of the uncertainty, with all of the chaos, with all of the bad weather, with all of the, you have to make this particular move. And the Fool card can represent either going on a trip or being stepping out on faith. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get that damn pelican, and then I'm gonna swim back to shore, and I'm gonna eat him. But also, it is the energy of making a move without thought. Doing something without giving it a second thought, doing something without considering the consequences. What if that bear got tired and he can't get back in? What does he do? Is he even going to have enough strength to grab that damn preserver? Does he even know what that preserver is? Does he even know that that might be an option of safety for him? Okay. This moon card, I think, is speaking to not a separation between two people, and one that may be so in some cases, but it speaks to the dichotomy. Someone is very, very confused. They're being pulled in 2 different directions. In effect, it's like a split personality. They 1 minute they feel one way, the next minute they feel another way, and it's really, I think, kind of driving them up the wall, so to speak. They're howling at the moon here. But again, there's this theme that, you know, even if these coyotes can't paddle a boat, if they just got in it, it might take them wherever they need to go. That the boat is an odd thing for me. There's a lot of water here. We go from snow to water to fall time. The Knight of Chalices can be is a very fickle energy. It promises you the world, but it doesn't always deliver. And maybe this is the illusion being toyed with. Okay. Like maybe somebody keeps telling you something, but they're only doing it to just kind of drag the situation out. They're dragging the situation out, and Either you or the person is simply waiting. They're not really doing anything. They're not investing anything. They're not doing anything. They're just kind of stuck. This inertia. And I have that on both ends. So maybe this has to do with work. Maybe the work is, the money's not flowing, something's not flowing. So again, you're put in a position where you're going to have to swim out and do something. And during this time, you're not even sure what you feel. You're not even sure what you're supposed to be doing. So it kind of speaks like you know, or you recognize that there's some type of manipulation or some type of machinations going on, perhaps even, but that's your intuition. This is moon cards here. The Fool card represents Uranus, and Uranus, like the Tower, can bring you lightning insights into things. This could even be, remember I said, I think the other day, it's sort of like a prophetic dream, that maybe this is the dream. You see that you're in a bad situation, that you placed yourself in a bad situation, and now you've got to figure out how to get yourself out of it, perhaps with the least minimal amount of damage here, which requires that you step away, the hermit, and you remove yourself from whatever it is that the emotions behind it, so that you can chuck those old ideas and come up with something new. But again, here is this conflict of emotion here that prevents someone from moving. This is the gift card. Let's go to the Sabilas. Sometimes, you know, the fours, basically, this is the gist. The only movement in this spread is this bear swimming out into a storm. That's it. And there's inertia all around it, and confusion, and vacillation over swimming out, coming out, taking the risk, taking the chance. Isn't that something? Before I do that, let me take a look at this Magician card here. He also represents Mercury. We know the Magician does. The Magician is somebody who can create his own reality. In other words, oh, the saying came to me, and then if this is about somebody manipulating you, and you're picking up on that, and you see that, well, damn it, you're the magician. If you're dealing with another magician, don't forget that you yourself have the same ability to become a magician. And you may be able to take this situation and turn it around for yourself. But it's going to require that you be very clever at it. Sometimes we do have to manipulate situations in order to get our way. We do. You know, you want to be careful about doing that. Exactly. The magician is bold with his decisive power. He is self-determined and self-confident, and possesses a vision he truly believes should be realized. He is passionate, creative, and above all, deeply connected to his surroundings, to his vision, to his life. When you receive this card, expect to receive a bolt of energy. Here it is. This is what I was saying. It's this vacillation But these two cards, we know that the 4 next to the Magician and the Moon says that this is really about some really great ideas coming. When you receive this card, expect to receive a bolt of energy. What you are doing is worthwhile and you have the means within you to accomplish it. This is not a time for doubt, but for action. Now, what it says about the actual drawing. A giant of a man stands and manipulates a figure between his fingers. His translucent silhouette, an enormous moon ruling the background, suggests the realm of the inner landscape. But his uncompromising presence dispels the mystery and replaces it with sheer force of will. He has mastered his subconscious, and as a result, the material world around him. But I still think this is on a hold because it kind of reads the 2 4s. It reads like a hanged man, a jacked up hangman. 7 of chalices, 4 of swords, 4 of pentacles. 4 of wands, the moon card, and the knight of chalices. So, again, it's that energy of vacillation. Let's look at the gift and what it tells us. I'm going to save that one for last, actually. Let's pull cards on this. See, and this is in the past row. So, you know, if you've been dealing with somebody who's been manipulating you, maybe this is like the card says, you have, in a way, kind of mastered your inner landscape. You have an idea, you have a vision, you know where you want to go, but there's these odd, there's something else going on. And again, if this is about a property, please look at the fine print very, very carefully. Get a second and a third set of eyes to go over it with you. Do your research, learn your, that's what the Hermit is all about sometimes, about doing your research, making sure that you understand all of the ins and outs, the clauses, the whatever the cases may be. I still want to look at this Magician card. Communications, but no one there. The falsita. Now, that takes me back to someone else doing some manipulation behind the scenes. It speaks to hidden intentions, lies, and deceptions. But if you can employ your own, look, the dilettante, it's almost like another Fool card. Okay? It's almost like another Fool card. But if you can employ your own magician energy, okay, instead of being foolish, all right, this could end up being a drunken celebration. Hold on. I want to look at the Moon card. I'm going to look at 2 more cards. I'm going to look at the 4 of Swords and the Fool. This line of the Knight of Chalices, the Fool, and the 4 of Swords is trying to tell me something. You know, and as well, the Moon is one of the fastest moving planetary bodies. It changes signs every 2.5 days. So whatever you're going through right now, know that in a few days it's going to change. Whatever you're feeling or whatever your fears are. I just think it's a time of real inner turmoil. Now, the La Nemica, the woman who acts in secret, or the rival. Amore, the love card. and the domestico. Now, he could also be seen as the man returning, but he's also a collaborator. He's someone who takes messages back and forth. We have this, we could say there's a separation here. Yeah. I think there's a lot of inner landscape communication going on within the self. I'm not exactly sure if these cards are telling me that someone under the cover of darkness or during this time frame may be going back to an old lover who before was an enemy. Perhaps the same person. You see, look, the stanza and the, but look, the falsità and the amore card. And then the dilettante and the domestico on the moon. This could even be speaking about having to go back, perhaps even to rectify some kind of situation. Maybe this is about a divorce or a separation that has not completed itself yet. You know, it's just kind of weird. Let's look at the Four of Swords. In one respect, I'm picking up that there has been some lies and betrayal here. Some machinations and manipulations going on. I think each person perhaps has done their own. Wow. Now, isn't this interesting? The cards are... Okay, I'm not even going to do that anymore. Let me change the way that I think. Yes, you know, you can't, wherever you go, there you are, so you can't forget, really forget. This is about being tied to the past. And this is about, I think, that one sword, recognizing now that you can no longer stay in that particular energy. I mean, I said it's a vacillation back and forth, but look who has come out. The Il Nemico. And this speaks to doing some kind of business or deal or with your rival, your enemy. So I'm not sure if the cards are telling me that this was about a relationship where perhaps this La Nemica had, I don't know. This card can also sometimes, it speaks to a rival. It speaks to concealed hatred. It's like 2 men, 3 men involved, and one woman who's been the, I want to say shit stirrer, because this is really what it looks like. Let's look at the Fool card and see what it tells us. I don't know. I'm going to get a good shuffle on this. This is just an odd grouping of cards here. Maybe this is the fear of going for it. It doesn't read like that. Well, it's definitely some new beginning. News from far away. Okay, a letter. Well, it's not the messagetti. This just speaks to some type of communication um, that really brings a happiness of the heart here. Um, whatever this is, it looks to be, I think, is the situation of one person, whether this person is female or male. If this is a male in this particular situation, I think he's dealing with an old ex, a whole bunch of manipulations and machinations behind the scenes. Maybe maybe it was even an open relationship. Maybe that went bad. Um, and there was a lot of damage done, but something new has come in. It falls on the Fool card. But before that person can move through, they've got to deal with this situation. On the flip side, if this is a female, I'm picking up that she has done her dirt too. I do sense that this is a couple that really, I think, did a lot of damage to their relationship in some way. I think it was through a lot of lying and manipulation and cheating. Um, and I think it is still stuck in that particular energy. There's something that they're not, it's not done yet. There's something that needs to be cleared up, something that needs to be taken care of. And if I'm looking at those 3 4s, again, I'm going to say it's some kind of property. This may be like a buying out. Not necessarily a division of property, because I don't think the 2 people are together. I think they have separate lives now, but there's still something, some kind of property, business, money. There's something that they have not completed yet. Let's look at the gift card. After slogging your way through murky waters, sometimes a passage can appear out of nowhere. This sudden solution is a gift from the universe, one not to be taken lightly. It may be within you, a lucid epiphany brightening your path, or it may take the form of a person or thing dropped unexpectedly into your lap. Whatever it is, trust it, embrace it, and let it work its magic in your life. And that is what these cards are telling me on this Fool card. That's what they're telling me. So I think that there's a lot of bullshit, excuse my language, that is still occurring. A lot of it is behind the scenes. Maybe some of this will surface. Maybe some of this will be worked out. Maybe some of this will present itself with an opportunity to rectify or complete this particular situation around this full moon. Maybe that's going to be the impetus. Not saying that I don't see really any cards of communication per se, like right away. I think it's still going to take some time. We are moving through the Cancer, so this could be, it could take all the way till September. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so let's formulate one question. It's kind of like, and this is whether you're same-sex or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of the male, whomever's going to take the role of the female. It's like waiting for somebody to make a decision. but that person has a lot of decisions to make. And it almost reads like the person may still want to be with the previous partner, even though that relationship was highly toxic, highly devastating. But they've been offered, in one respect, for lack of a better term, they've been offered something new, something, there's a new offer on the table. And they're trying to decide maybe if they should take that offer or if they should. I don't think they trust it, but they don't trust it because they're coming from a place of a really, really toxic relationship. And so I think that's the conflict there. That's the conflict. You know, better the devil you know than the one you don't. All right. Select one. And if you're on the other end of that waiting, if that offer, you place that offer, or you're waiting on that offer, that person to change their mind, you know, I don't know what to tell you. The gift. Perfect timing. Now, remember I was talking to you, I said that key in the gift card was like the, was bringing up the Lenormand key. That card deals with the yes. It is the fate card. It's the destiny card. It is the answer, the solution to the problems. But it can also speak to karma. That's all of those things. Fate, destiny, and karma are all entwined in the key. The key unlocks the answer to very enigmatic problems. I think someone's being handed a key and they either don't know what to do with it. They haven't taken possession of it yet, and they don't know once they get it what it is there. But at the same time, I'm picking up that they know that when they pick up that key and they stick it in the lock, so that they can get all of those answers that they need, it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff piling out, a bunch of secrets piling out. But at the same time, there's a liberation. Those things come spilling out of the closet, and now you've got room. You've got the answers to your solutions. Why? Because everything's on the table now. Well, we know we don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, so let's see what the quite an odd spread. One Heart Oracle Tarot, and I want to get a really good, and then I'm going to close this reading down. What time is it? Okay. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, and in order to gain any insight into your situation requires a personal reading. I think I got the forms fixed on the site. I was up all night doing that. These cards are trying to tell us something, people. Somebody out there, the cards are trying to tell you something. I feel quite at a loss that I am not able to explain this in a very, very clear manner. We have the Lover's card. Now, instead of the angel in the background, that third thing, what we're looking at is this growth of this this plant, these lovely with flowers on them. It almost looks like a clover that's shaped like a heart at the top. Okay. You know, I would dare say, just on a general thing, for some of you who've really been struggling in the love and romance department, I sense that there is a change coming for you. Now, whether this is to do with someone from your past or someone that you have yet to meet, if I go back and look over those cards, you're going to have to leave that old baggage behind. Of course, wherever you go, there you are. But that Fool card in the center says that it's a new day that the universe is trying to bring to you. Let's look at the perfect timing card. It says, this is the perfect timing for the situation you've asked about. Move forward with confidence. Don't delay or hesitate because an energy gateway is presently open for you. Conditions are ripe. Even if you don't feel prepared, rest assured that you are. I don't know who that message is for. The Lover's card. Relate, choose, harmonize, romance, creativity, and reconciliation. Take some time to examine your relationship with others as well as yourself. Are you coming from a place of love? It is important to empathize, remain non-judgmental, and love people for who they are. The same applies to your relationship with yourself. There's an opportunity now to bring your being, capital letter B, into a harmonious whole. Forgive your faults and rejoice in your perfect uniqueness. It may also be time to examine the choices you make regarding matters of the heart. Are you choosing to have people in your life who support and empower you? Surround yourself only with those who encourage and sustain you and who push or guide you to be all that you truly can be. This will help you value yourself and raise your vibration to that of unconditional love. There may also be an opportunity for a new romance, for improving an existing romance, or for healing a disharmonious relationship. Seize this energy and take action. If you're looking for a new romance, make yourself available and be open. See it and feel it in your life right now. This will raise your vibration and attract that new love to you. If you're looking to improve an existing romance, then maybe it's time to be creative. A weekend getaway, excuse me, a romantic dinner, or simply telling the person how much you love and appreciate them. To heal a disharmonious relationship, open a dialogue. Let the person know that you value the relationship and want to improve it. The affirmation, I honor myself as well as others by acting from a place of love. All right, that's what I have for you. And maybe some of you have already extended that olive branch and you haven't heard anything back. Well, maybe what the cards are saying is that it's coming. I don't know. All right, I hope those messages helped. And until next time, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Oh, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can click on the eye there in the corner. It'll take you directly over. If you're interested in a phone reading, when you get to the site, please make sure when you see tarot readings that you hover your mouse over that and a secondary menu will pop out. And at the very top of that secondary menu is something called important information on booking. I ask that you please read that before you submit any payment and before you book, because it'll explain a lot to you about how to book a phone reading, how it works, what I need, what it's required, okay? So that's it. I do look forward to seeing you, and let's get through this new moon, supermoon in an easy time. I'm going to have a daiquiri. All right. Namaste.